almost 20 years ago, um, when Iron Man came out. One of the most beloved characters was Jarvis,
Yeah.
right?
And Friday.
And then became Friday, right?
Yeah.
Once Jarvis became Vision, then there was Friday, right?
Yeah.
And so it was a beloved character because it was Tony Stark's best friend.
Yes.
So why is that not a problem? But now that we actually have some semblance of the technology that was perceived almost 20 years ago, now that that's actually can be integrated in our day-to-day life, why would that be viewed as weird?
Yeah.
Why can't a technology be a best friend? I don't, I you know it there are it's it's not a simple statement, and I do get that. And there's a lot of nuance to what I'm saying
Hmm.
because we have to be aware of codependency. We
Yep.
have to be
That's
aware
the other
of,
side.
there's a lot of other sides to what I'm saying. It's not just, oh, let's do it. It's like, but at the same time, if we're so focused, which it seems like a lot of people are really focused on the negative side of it instead of the positive side, instead of viewing it as it's all one coin. And it's just, how do we, how do we want to set it up?
If you're going to look at it as a tool,
Mhm,
then it's like any tool, right? A tool can be a tool or a weapon.
mhm,
And it's so can a friend.
mhm,
A friend can be a friend or an enemy.
mhm,
All things can go either way. How do you interact with that to make it one or the other?
mhm.
Comes down to our choice. But I do think it's important to explore the other side that you just brought up too, especially with the Iron Man reference, because I think it's a great reference, right? Tony Stark could have become very codependent on Jarvis and or Friday,
Mhm.
right? Gone into more of a black hole where he cut himself off from everyone and only spent time with one of those two, especially with everything that was going on in his life.
Mhm.
Would have been very easy to isolate and only use them as his source of companionship, care, connection. But there's a balance for that, right? You can't get your human need for connection met with something that isn't human.
Mhm.
And I know I've watched, and there was a time in my life where, not for very long, but when I was going through some struggles with my health, that I spent a lot of time with my fur friends
Mhm.
because it was easier than having to explain over and over again what was going on with my health.
Yeah.
That gets really hard. So I shut in, and my fur friends never asked me, like, how are you feeling today? What's going on today? And so it was easier. And if you have an AI that you're chatting with, you're directing the conversation. It's still a conversation, but you're directing it. So it'll never go a direction that you don't desire it to go, right? You don't get challenged unless you set it up to get challenged.
Mhm.
So it can be very easy to become codependent and shut yourself in and develop these habits